Happening YouTube, this is Lumare here, and I'm bringing you the first in my VGC 15 Live series for the International Challenge February. So I've already played a few games in this, as you can see, using this cartridge. This is my Alpha Sapphire cartridge. I also registered my Omega Ruby cartridge as well. So I'll be featuring two teams throughout this series from both different cartridges. So our first opponent will be Brendan with a 1473 rating. His team will consist of Sableye, Metagross, Salamence, Greninja, Diamondatan, and Conkeldurr. So, interesting, curious team. I think it's... I wouldn't say it's triple Mega. I'd probably say that Sableye is just a prankster set. Sorry, because you don't often see a lot of Mega Sableye sets in VGC. So the two potential Megas are obviously Metagross and Salamence. So, okay, as you can see, my team below consists of Amoonguss, Bishop, Kangaskhan, Landorus, Suicune, and Sylveon. So, we are going to lead with... Sorry, I've been a little bit sick. Still am getting over a cough. We're going to go for the... Landorus T lead with Kangaskhan, or we could just go Kangaskhan. Actually, no, we're going to lead Bishop. Okay, we're going to lead Bishop, Kangaskhan, have Amoonguss. Actually, no, I don't. We're going to have Landorus and Sylveon or Suicune. No, we'll bring Suicune. There's a reason for that. I feel that Tailwind support may be necessary during this matchup, especially considering that a lot of pokes, obviously Mega Metagross and Salamence will obviously outspeed a lot of Pokemon on this team, as is Greninja by itself. So, Sableye and Diamondatan lead. With a... Yeah, okay. So the best play I can make this turn is to switch into the Landorus and fake out the Sableye slot without Mega Evolving. So Diamondatan also could go for the superpower here as well. But I think it's more likely that he targeted down Bishop. And what do you know? The opponent has a red card. Okay, so it ends up being good for me. I end up getting in Suicune. The Diamondatan just goes, yeah, it goes straight for Fair Blitz. My oh my, that must be banded. So this do quite scary amount of damage. So what I'm going to do here is protect and go for a Tailwind. Now the Sableye could go for a Taunt, but I'm more leaning towards a hopeful Will-O-Wisp. Whether or not, you know, he could also just, yeah, this is advantage position to him too here, because he can just protect with Diamondatan and obviously taunt me, but I'm going to predict that he may be more interested in Landorus, even though I've taken a considerable amount of damage. So yeah, we'll see what his thought process is. So we're going to Tailwind up. So... yeah, Will-O-Wisp. Okay, so it makes me fortunate. Okay, interestingly, it goes to Flare Blitz onto the Suicune. Okay. So we got the Tailwind. So what I'm going to do this turn is I could Rock Slide here. Rock Slide Scald would be a good play. But do I have anything? No, okay. Yeah, I think Rock Slide Rock Slide Scald here is a good play. I could Earthquake too, yes, but I don't see the the potential to Oko Sableye. So Demanitan has taken quite a bit of recoil damage, and we... Yeah, okay, we're going to Scald the... No, we might as well Scald the Demanitan slot, because if he burns Landorus, then I have the Lumberry, so I'm not too fussed. Okay, interestingly, he went for the Will-O-Wisp onto the Suicune. It's actually a good play, because now he's got pretty much effectively put Suicune on a timer. So Rock Slide is enough to take out the Demanitan, thankfully. Whether or not Sableye will take the Scald, not so sure. Just loses it, but it gets burnt. So as we saw earlier, the Sableye has already used up its item. It was using a red card, so that actually worked to our advantage somewhat, because it brought in Suicune, and obviously his Demanitan was not going to have too much fun dealing with a Suicune. So, I mean, obviously he could have, the better play for him in that situation would have been to superpower the the Kangaskhan, but obviously I didn't, at that stage, I did not know that he was running a red card. So, this turn I am opting for the Ice Beam play. I should outspeed the Salamence slot still. We are going to... just for insurance, I'm going to keep Landorus T around. The best play I think I can make is to go into Bisharp and have the Sucker Punch pressure next turn, and get off the Ice Beam onto that Salamence this turn. Okay, so whether or not the Salamence protects is interesting. Will be interesting to see. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't go for protect at all. Ice Beam. Yeah. Oh, it just survives. But interestingly enough, the Salamence shows that it has Dragon Rush, which will get me down to my Citrus Berry. So the Metagross goes for Iron Head. So I don't think it's running, at this stage, I don't think it's running Bullet Punch, but I think it's effectively here I have the game sealed up. All I have to do is go for a Sucker Punch onto that Metagross. Won't like taking it. I just could go for knockoff as well. Metagross can't really touch Bisharp unless it's running something like Hammer Arm, and yeah, I'll just better to go for the Ice Beam here. If anything else, I've got priority in the back to deal with Salamence, so even if I lose a Pokemon, I should still be able to tie it up. So knockoff will Oko the Metagross. What item Metagross is holding? What was it holding? Choice Band. Okay, it was Choice Band Metagross. Interesting. So yeah, that's the first game of this series will be a 1-0. I mean, sorry, a 4-0. Yeah, so that's, yeah, so GG Brendan. And yeah, so every recording rather, we're gonna have 2 matches, so we're gonna go ahead and find a second match as well. So yeah, do I want to continue battling? Yes. Okay, so bear in mind, next episode I will feature my other team on Omega Ruby, and yeah, we'll see. Don't know what. I'm not sure. I know past battle competitions allowed you to have. We've got a 1498 rated player from Japan. I know past battle competitions allowed you to complete all the matches you could, but I don't know if it's like 10 and they carry over to the next day. I know past competitions carried over to the next day if you had remaining battles, like if you only battled 5 and you'd have 15 the next day, for example. But yeah, enough about that. So our opponent's team will consist of Mawile, Manectric, Kingdra, Politoed, Skarmory, and Tornadus. So interesting rain team. I think think Bishop obviously has a good matchup here, so Bishop will definitely be a lead. Interesting to see Skarmory and Tornadus in VGC. I'm assuming my experience with Tornadus is that in OU at least, in 5th generation, it liked to run Hurricane if it was a normal Tornadus in rain teams. So very interesting. Very interested to see what this Tornadus will be carrying. The next lead I will go for is Kangaskhan, because I don't see a Ludicolo on the team, thankfully, so I still do have the upper hand when it comes to priority. The Sylveon, I don't necessarily want to bring because he's got 2 answers to it. The Suicune, yes, the Suicune we will bring, and we'll also bring a Mungus. So, yeah, I think that's a very good mix of pokes to bring against the rain team. And yeah, okay. Be interested to see what he leads with. Okay, so he leads with Tornadus and Manectric. I think here what I want to do is fake out the Tornadus and knock off Manectric. Assuming that Manectric is the Mega. I don't quite remember how knockoff mechanics work with the Mega Stones. So, but I don't see my opponent wanting to Mega Evolve this turn to give me a Defiant boost. He might just switch as well. But ultimately, they can only be a good thing for me in that scenario because I get to remove an item. But yeah, we will fake out this Tornadus nonetheless because obviously it's holding it has Prankster as its ability. Okay, so yeah, so right off the bat, he actually gives me a Defiant boost. So I'm going to be very interested to see what this Manectric wants to do. Now, of course, the opponent could just use his Protect PP to negate all threats of Sucker Punch hits. So, I'm interested to see what he's going to do. So Manectric just goes straight for an overheat. Okay. Thankfully I am Focus Sash, so I will live this. And I'm interested to see how much knockoff will do. Okay, so knockoff is a considerable amount of damage. Sucker Punch, I'm going to make the safe play. I feel as though a Sucker Punch from Mega Kangaskhan can take care of Manectric, and we can just Sucker Punch the Tornadus slot here. Now, granted, Tornadus could go for a Stardust move, but yeah, I feel that is the better play. So we'll double Sucker Punch, and Kangaskhan Sucker Punch will hit Manectric. So I think that might be the better play to make in this scenario. Okay, so it goes Tailwind this turn. So I think Manectric should get knocked out this turn, as it does. But obviously my opponent is now got a Tailwind advantage. So, based on what he brings in next, I may just double Sucker Punch something. Because while he does the Tailwind up, I do have priority. So the Politoed comes out. Now, the only thing I don't know is this Politoed is an eject button Politoed. In either case, I want to Sucker Punch both. So we will double Sucker Punch the Politoed slot. Okay, so the Tornadus goes for Taunt. Don't know what he's trying to accomplish by taunting a bishop. Okay, so yeah, it ends up being an eject button. So fortunately for me, Tornadus didn't attack. But yeah, this is proving to be a match where if I have priority, I can threaten my opponent's team despite the tailwind. So we're just going to go for double suck up punches. Don't know what he's... Okay, he's being Polytoad again. And yeah, at this stage, we probably will knock out Kingdra, I imagine. Yep, and it does. So that is a good thing for us. So now that Polytoad has essentially no way out of being double sucker punched. As is Tornadus if it's not running any attacks. Polytoad could be running Protect, but yeah, I'm generally interested to know whether or not this Tornadus is actually running any attacks. So let's make sure I'm double sucker punching the right target. So Polytoad and Polytoad. Yep, okay, so that's Polytoad gone. So yeah, and essentially this is all the work being done with our two leads. So that puts me in a very good position. So what will this Tornadus go? It goes to Hurricane. Okay. So Hurricane onto the Kangaskhan slot. And we'll get Confusion. So Bishop's taunt wears off. My opponent essentially has no choice but to go for Stardust moves. Because, attack because with Hurricane. So, because essentially he has no other way of winning this match. So, Kangaskhan will hit through Confusion, unfortunately not. But I should get the Suck Punch off with Bishop. As I do, and it takes out the Tornadus. So that is a 4-0 as well. And this game just goes to show that, you know, priority is vitally important. You know, especially across a broad range of teams. Because as you saw there, my opponent went for Tailwind, but in the turn... my opponent went for Tailwind, but it did not turn out well for him. So yeah, thanks again guys for watching. Yeah, and as I said before, there are two teams. So there is my Alpha Sapphire team, which is the team I featured now, and the next upload will feature the Omega Ruby team. So thank you guys for your continued support. I very much do appreciate it. And until next time guys, take care.